This is the review of the last workshop. So in this last workshop, we start with a new empty file, and we use the tools that we have inside WaterGEMS, the tools ModelBuilder, TRex and LoadBuilder, to build a network and assign the demands and the elevations. So the first thing we start here with this exercise is use ModelBuilder. So we go to Tools, ModelBuilder. The ModelBuilder tool is used when we want to import our network. So pipes, tanks, nodes, all elements that we have in an external source. It can be, for example, a shapefile if we have, for example, our network in a GIS software or in a CAD file. It can also be Excel file, or we can even connect to database. So basically what we need is to open ModelBuilder and create a new process. Okay. The first thing it appears is to select what is the data source type. Okay. So this is the source files that we want to import in WaterGEMS. So as I already mentioned before, we can already have designed our network in another software, in another format, and we just need to convert to the WaterGEMS software. Okay, so we can use access files, CAD files, Bentley design files, database, shape files, Excel files, and connection to other database. Okay, we have several options that you can opt and choose. So after defining the source type, you just need to run and to click next on the model builder process, as it is explained in your PDF guide. In this case, for this exercise, we imported a shapefile with junctions, pipes, tanks, reservoirs, and their main properties. Okay, so once we finish this process, we will end up with a network like this automatically. So this is very easy and quick to rapidly build our models when we already have them in other sources. Okay, which we don't need to build them from the beginning, from the script. So basically, we have here our source of water, reservoir, that then water is pumped through different pumps, and then water supplies gravity called this network, where we also have here a tank. Okay, so the first step, we use ModelBuilder to import a shapefile. The next step in this exercise consists on using the TRex tool to automatically upload the elevations that we have from the ground into the nodes. Okay, so remember, with ModelBuilder, we can automatically import the elements and the network elements and their properties into WaterGEMS. With TRex, we can assign elevations that we have in a DTM file regarding ground elevations, and we can assign those ground elevations automatically to the nodes. Okay. So imagine that you already have your elevations assigned to your nodes or to your network in your GIS file or in your CAD file. In that case, because you already have your elevations assigned to your elements, you can use just ModelBuilder to import the nodes with the elevations, okay? But in this particular case, we have uploaded the pipes and the nodes, but we didn't add any information about the elevations of the network. So regarding the elevation, we just have a shapefile with the ground elevations, but not the elevations of the nodes. Okay, so in this case, we use the TRex tool. We have to select the data source type. In this exercise, we also are considering a shapefile, and then we just have to select the units, the elevation field of the data source type, clicking next, and all the nodes will be automatically updated with the correct elevation. Okay, we are considering the same elevation for the nodes as elevation of the ground. So the third step here was to use LoadBuilder to assign the loads to the nodes. Okay, again, in the first step, when we use ModelBuilder, we didn't have any information about the loads in the node elements that we imported. Okay, so in this case, if we don't have any information of the loads assigned to our network elements, we can use LoadBuilder, that is another tool, to automatically assign loads based on another external data, external information. Like imagine a customer meter shapefile. If we have a shapefile with the customer meter loads, we can use this shapefile to assign automatically the loads of the customer meters to the nearest node or to the nearest pipe. Another way of using LoadBuilder is imagine when we have a shapefile with the population. We can try to use LoadBuilder to estimate, based on the population, to estimate the loads that will be then automatically assigned to the nodes. So the third step of this exercise consisted on opening the tool LoadBuilder. So we go to Tool, LoadBuilder, New one, and then we have here several options that we can choose. Okay, in the case we have a customer meter shapefile, for example, usually this represents point load data. Okay, so our shapefile is consisted by points that are the customer meters that give information of the demands. So if that's the case, we should use point load data and then choose how we want to assign the nodes automatically to the nodes or to the network. And we have three different ways to do this. We can define, okay, our loads, our customer meter loads will be assigned to the nearest node, or our customer meter loads will be assigned to the nearest pipe, or we can say by area aggregation. This will create an area around the node, and all customer meters that are in that area will be assigned to the same node that is in the influence area of that polygon. So in this exercise, we use LoadBuilder to do this. So we add a customer meter shapefile and we imported this customer meter shapefile to automatically assign the nodes to the nearest node. Also in in this exercise, in this workshop, we tested another option. Okay, and now if we want to try to see the difference, instead of choosing to assign the loads to the nearest node, what's the difference by assigning to the nearest pipe? Okay, you will find that the differences between these two methods are very few. So the way you want to assign loads is according to what you think it's better for you. Another step that we have in the exercise is imagine that we don't have a customer meter shapefile, but we have a shapefile with the population. Okay, with the population density. In this case, we can use LoadBuilder to try to estimate loads based on that population and assign them to the nodes. In that case, we should choose population land use data. Okay, where we have two options: load estimation by land use or load estimation by population. In the case of this workshop, we have to choose load estimation by population because we have a shapefile with the population density. In case of we want to estimate loads based on the use of the land and we have this information, we should choose the first one. Okay. So another option here that is not covered in this exercise is the area load data. This is, for example, when we have measurements of flow, for example, for a specific area or sub area, we can use that data to automatically try to assign to the nodes. We also have here an option for internal data. This is when you already have, for example, in your model, the customer meters designed and defined, and you can import your customer meters, for example, with the ModelBuilder tool. You can do that, so you can import your customer meters. If you have your customer meters into the model and with the loads associated, you should use this customer meter load data internal to assign that loads to the nearest node or to the nearest pipe. Okay, this is also used if you want to automatically create the laterals that connect the customer meter to the network. After doing this, you will have all the network prepared. So you'll have all pipes, all junctions, reservoirs, tanks with the elevations and with the demands. We can confirm that. So if we open the flex tables, we can go, for example, to the junction table and see that we already have here all the elevations, okay, assigned. We can also go to the demand center and see if we already have all the nodes, all the loads assigned to the nodes, okay? In this case, we have created a new scenario where we inputted the loads. So Each scenario represents a method that that we have chosen. Okay. Basically, these are the three methods we spoke before. The loads at the nearest node, assign loads at nearest pipe, or assign loads based on the population. So if I click in this scenario, loads at the nearest node, and then go to the demand control center, okay, I can see my nodes using this method for all the junctions, okay? And I can see for assuming the other methods, okay? After building the model with ModelBuilder, usually sometimes we have some errors, some orphan nodes, some duplicated pipes, probably some pipes that are crossing and should have a node there in the intersection and there is not a node. Usually these errors come from the source, but we can use a tool that we have in WaterGEMS to try to quickly find and fix these small issues. This tool is called Network Navigator, and you can find this tool if you go to Analysis, Navigator, and here, if you click on this arrow and then select Network Review, you have here several things that you can try to find. So for example, nodes in close proximity. You can set a reference for trying to find to see what are the nodes that are very close to each other. So for example, if I make a tolerance of 10 feet, this will give me two nodes that distance between them less than 10 feet. I can go there and check if this is okay or if this is not okay. In this case, it's okay. We are talking about the pump. But in some cases, when we have two nodes very close, probably they are duplicated and we should have only one node. Another thing we can do, for example, is to try to look for orphaned nodes, right? Nodes that have no connection to the network. Usually this also can be we also can have these problems. Let me just draw here some nodes in order to catch these with the tool. And now go to Analysis, Network Navigator, and here orphan nodes, and here we have these nodes, okay? So in this case, I've made these. Let's delete them again. Other things that we can try to find here, for example, are the crossing pipes, right? So if I design here a pipe, imagine that I have here a pipe. I can try to find these situations here. Network review, crossing pipes, okay. And try to understand if this is okay or not. Sometimes this does not happen. Sometimes the problem is that here we should have a node and there is no node here defined. So usually this represents an intersection with a node. Sometimes in some cases we may have two conduits that pass one below and below another, okay, and in that case we don't have any node, but usually there is a node and this can be a small issue. Okay, you can use network review to search for other problems. Okay, so you have here a lot of options. Okay.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. If you want to see more such series, consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you, and see you next time.